that you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more.
Hello there, welcome to the Flesh and Blood podcast. I'm Siobhan. Haunting notes, pizzicato strings, the rhythm is calling. Let's meet the plucky girl assistants. Down there, we've got the Brian.
Hello.
Any point in me asking you?
No, today I'm Martian.
Okay. At war with Sinister.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, somebody's got to be.
Sinister's declared war on Mars.
That's fine.
Okay.
Chances of that, I don't know, 1,000,000 to 1. And of course, we have Lilibet the Wonder Girl with us.
Hello.
Hello, Lilibet. Did you watch Kolchak?
I did.
You did?
I did. Mm-hmm.
We're going to play a game.
Okay.
Can Siobhan guess the Kolchak plot without seeing the episode?
Well, this one, when we get I actually took a picture of, straight out my back door, of all the Spanish moss in the trees behind me.
Right, that's giving away something,
Nice.
right? Okay, good. Because I'm determined. It'll be a bit vague, but it would apply to any Kolchak episode, I promise.
It's basically a topa.
Yeah.
I know you have no idea what that is.
Yes, I do.
Kolchak
actually.
bingo.
I do know what that is. Thank you very much.
You know what a topa is?
Yes, it's a form of tree life.
No.
Well, it's not that Spanish thing you eat.
No.
Well, go on then. Go on.
It's a being given life through the belief of others.
Wow, that opens up some heavy philosophical questions.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to go there, quite frankly.
No.
No, I thought it was the dangling, I suppose that's wisteria, isn't it? That you often see in the Everglades. You know,
That's Spanish moss.
That's Spanish moss. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know, I didn't watch it.
And no,
like,
if you're thinking
we'll get
that it's
into
plant, little carved plant animals, no, that's topiary. It's totally different.
This episode acted like it was this big special secret, only grows in a few places things. And I'm like, really?
Well, in Chicago, yes.
They were like, it's 1,000, but the closest place this grows is 1,000 miles away. I didn't actually Google it, but I don't think that's true.
I think that's a slight exaggeration.
What is the closest
Now, if it was
Spanish
kudzu,
Well,
I'm
Spanish
fine.
moss is all over the tropical south, so
yeah.
Give me 2 seconds, would you please?
sure.
What is the closest point to Chicago that has Spanish moss found? Nope. But the third entry is Kolchak, the Night Stalker. Well, there we go.
Just saying.
Yep. Anyway, Brian, how's your week then?
Busy.
Good. You start the new job soon, don't you?
I have no idea.
Good. A little bit of
I would
excitement.
I would think that was something you need to know.
It is. I just don't know.
Turn up there on the off chance.
Hmm?
Turn up there on the off chance. Say, I was bored.
Maybe.
Maybe it's the thought.
I don't think I'm that bored, though.
No. Oh, have you managed to? Well, rather, has Foundry managed to sort out the problems?
Oh, yeah. Foundry's good. Foundry's sticking.
It's sorted out what you said they hadn't got sorted out.
No, but they're working on it.
Okay, good. Lilibet!
I know the workaround enough.
Good. Yeah, my week was good. It was our first full week back at school.
I'm sorry.
Well, all the children who didn't turn up on Friday turned up this week.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So that was nice. It was good to meet them all. I still don't know most of their names.
It's understandable.
It's going to be a few weeks before I learn everybody's names, and then the schedule changes will kick in, and all the kids I have learned names for will get moved around. That's usually how it works. because we don't let them request schedule changes right away, unless it's something that's like, oh, I need a math class and I don't have one, stuff like that. But like, I'm in Spanish and I really want to be in art. We make them wait for that. Anyway, so that went well, and I forgot how tired it makes me at the end of the day.
You ever played Baldur's Gate 3?
I have not.
I'm just saying about being tired.
She's the drug dealer for Baldur's Gate 3. The first hit is free.
I would know. I wasn't going to ask Lilibet because
I don't have
the
any gaming
time.
system
You don't have
or
any
the time.
either.
You don't need a gaming
No.
system. You just need a computer.
That's a gaming system. think
I have-
Lilibet means.
I have a Wii that I haven't plugged in like 4 years.
I got a lot of old consoles just lying around gathering dust. Got a PS2, GameCube.
I've been
All my consoles went with my son when he moved out, so I'm
That's understandable.
nice. I have shelf space.
No,
I have an
no,
old
you don't.
Xbox
Not
game
anymore. No.
that it was a snowboarding skiing game. Well, it was snowboarding. That I used to play with my brother all the time, and when he gave me the game. I don't have and have never had a system on which to play this game. But he gave me the game when he upgraded all his stuff and it wouldn't work anymore.
Is that PC?
No, it was Xbox.
You don't have an Xbox?
No.
No.
Xboxes are fairly cheap.
Well,
Depends which series, to be perfectly honest.
I
'Cause
have-
this sounds
no.
like
Original
it was
Xbox is cheap as hell.
Well, yeah, if you can find any that still work.
yeah, that's
that hard.
why he upgraded, because his got like
Blue
the
screen
red
of death.
circle.
Yeah, the red circle.
Yeah.
That's it. Yes.
The red ring.
And so he upgraded and he gave me the thing because I used to call it skiing. It was very nice. It was a lot of fun because there were no stakes to the game. Because when you fell off, it was like a race, race other players.
Yeah.
When you fell off the mountain inevitably, they just picked you up and put you right back on.
Yeah, that's good. We like that. It's a bit like
Yeah.
Mario Kart. Yeah, I like Mario Kart. I have to admit, I like racing. I still have Diddy Kong Racing on the N64. Don't know why I really like that one, but I really like that one. I don't know.
They're fun. They're fun.
They're about the only games I would consider playing on my Xbox because I don't play games on the Xbox. I just use it for, well, as a media center, quite frankly. I can watch various apps and, if necessary, stream something from the computer through it and this, that, and the other.
Wow, Xbox One is insanely expensive. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a vintage machine now, isn't it?
Well, I assume there's only like 4 that still work.
It might be.
Does it say if it works or not?
Well,
Yes.
the other thing I did this
I want
weekend, I sent you pictures,
Yes.
is that I went to a cat cafe.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, with Danielle and her family, and it was all, there were a few older cats, but mostly it was kittens that are up for adoption. So it's
You
just
have
cute
one of those in
little-
Syracuse too.
Yeah,
I
it was
used
a
to
lot of
park
fun.
actually across from it when I was working at the
I
hospital.
want a kitten. I've got perfect
No, you don't.
equilibrium here now, but I want
No, you don't.
a black short hair kitten. I feel bad.
Well, I very much enjoyed it. It was really nice, and the whole place was, it was like cats, 90% cat, 10% cafe. Like they had a little counter you could order, get a little drink. They had some bakery stuff, but there's no like tables and chairs and stuff. There were some tables, but it wasn't set up to sit and work like a cafe. It was set up to interact with cats, and if you want some food while you're there, there you go.
That's what I'm thinking about because we've got similar things over here. I'm just trying to think about the health and safety things because they can be really strict. You're gonna have to keep the cats out of the kitchen. You're gonna have to do.
Oh
this,
yeah,
that,
it
and
was
the other,
all
You know?
it was
yeah.
all coordinated.
I mean,
The
I wouldn't
place
give a
here,
damn.
the place here is called Luna Cafe, and it has a separate
Cats.
room for the cat interaction.
As long as the cats are well treated and looked
And
after
sometimes the cats run
and
around the.
happy.
Yes, well, they
eatery
seem to
part.
be the very happiest cats, and the way this one worked is you booked appointments.
Similar
So
over
they
here.
only let in
Similar over
X
here.
number of people, and you paid to just go in. Now you paid, your food and stuff is separate if you want it, but you paid just to go in and interact with the cats, and that money obviously supports the business, but it supports the cats and taking care of them.
Did they have any boba tea?
I don't know. They probably did, but I'm not a big fan of boba tea. So
yeah, I'm not that great
texture
either.
thing.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
So anyway,
it's not my jam,
Brian
but it was a lot of fun.
Brian was looking for somebody to join the roleplay group. And I said, please, can we have British? And he said, yes, all right, as long as you can choose somebody. So I went off to choose somebody. And by that time, he'd already come up with somebody else who was American. I say this because I've no idea what boba tea is. And the reason for getting a Brit in was at least there'd be somebody there who'd understand my confusion.
Boba tea is like fruit flavor. It's not American, although we have it.
It's Japanese mostly.
Japanese.
Hi, Retta.
Yeah.
Hi, Retta.
Hi, Retta.
It has like
Critically
little.
fumbled at all today?
Okay, basically, boba tea is tea with like little
Cold tea.
Mercenaries.
Yeah, it's cold tea
I don't like cold tea.
with little what is it, soy or something?
Yeah, they're like
You're
almost
not selling this
gelatinous.
to me at all.
They're little balls in it, and you get a larger than normal straw with it, so it can suck up the balls. And they're
it's-
kind of slimy
Yeah,
for a while. Yeah.
and they
So-
can be. If you really, really like them, you'll really enjoy it. And if it's not your jam, you won't. It's
Yeah.
very Marmite.
It's like
Wow,
it's
our
like ingesting a
metaphors are going
tadpole
all
through your
over
eye.
the place tonight.
Here's a good reference. It's like ingesting a tadpole through your eye.
Ah,
Oh, tapioca. There we go. It's tapioca.
Yes, tapioca.
see, I knew there was a point of having a chat room. Ah,
Mm-hmm.
dear. They can teach us stuff. I like this.
Don't worry. When you come to Gallifrey 1, we will go on the American cuisine trail.
Bless. I'll just eat steak.
Real Taco Bell.
The Taco Bell over here where I live wasn't allowed to open because they couldn't supply the water.
Like I said, real Taco Bell.
But you told me to avoid Taco Bell in the past.
Not good.
Doesn't matter.
Oh,
Everybody should try it once.
right. Okay.
Usually at the end of the night so that you're home when it really hits you.
That's what I was wondering. Should I book the following
Yeah.
day off? You know?
No. It's just at night, about
Good.
2 to 3 hours before you turn in for bed.
Okay, as long as I don't lose sleep over it. How was your week?
You
Brian?
won't lose sleep.
I've already asked you about how your week was. Well, I've asked.
Yeah.
Yes,
how
yes,
yours
it's
was.
your turn.
Yeah, we've been playing Baldur's Gate all week, so yeah.
Well, I got given a bunch of flowers for the very first time in my life.
Oh,
Lovely.
Totally out of the blue. It's a friend of Dr. Sinister's. Well, a former work colleague of his. And she happened to bump into him when we were sat outside the cafe. And now, every time she sees me, she comes up and says, "Hello, my lovely, how you doing?" This, that, and the other. And she did that the other day, and she's carrying bunches of flowers. And I looked at these dahlias, and the shape of them was so perfect. And I just happened to say, "Those are beautiful." Oh, here you are then.
you got flowers.
Yeah. So I've
Nothing
I've
wrong
got
with that.
flowers.
That's wonderful.
That's
Flowers. I
perfect.
buy myself flowers most weeks. I have them right here.
So I'm just reading chat. Yeah, trouble is I haven't got anywhere sunny I can put them. That's safe.
Oh, they don't need sunny. Unless they've got roots, they don't need sunny. They just need water.
Okay, good. That's I can do that.
And they'll wilt, and when they wilt, you're done.
I know that
You get new ones.
because my
Yeah.
nan used to.
Yes,
have
you
flowers
go
all the
get
time.
new ones.
We used to go daffodil picking, and we'd come back with carrier bags full of the things.
Oh wow.
Oh, there were seasons. You do the snowdrops first, then we go out and do the daffodils, and then blackberries, depending how ripe they were, and then possibly sloes. And so it'll be a Sunday afternoon spent picking these. We go out into the country. It's Jersey. You can hardly go out anywhere. You're heading back in. But oh God, how that wasn't theft, I don't know. The sheer amount we took. I also got some trans abuse this week, so it sort of balances out.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
keep saying you need a pocket American just to pull out the baseball bat.
How would I hydrate it?
Just a little water, maybe some
Americans bring
sunlight.
their own water bottles everywhere. We're
true.
fine.
Yeah, that's very true. But no, it was just somebody started having a go in Iceland, one of our local supermarkets. The staff didn't know it was happening, and I didn't complain, so it was not the staff's fault. The staff were not in any way, shape, or fault. It was fine. Indeed, Iceland, I said, get in touch with us about it, and I did. And I said, look, there's nothing your staff can do. So, in this particular instance, and I'd like to say just how excellent your staff normally are in Broadfield. Why not praise somebody instead of just moan? So I did. Yeah. It's but yeah, trans abuse, that left me. By the time I got to check out, I was shaking like a leaf trying to count money. It was not good.
Oh, I'm sorry. People suck sometimes.
It's a very small percentage, but they're very, very loud, and somehow they've got influence because they shout so much.
That's what it is. Everybody else just wants to go along to get along, and they want to cause problems with
They
everybody.
did a survey, it was 89, I'm guessing, and I was in the 80s, % of cis women, yourself, basically, a little bit, don't have a problem with trans. It's just a tiny, tiny, tiny little thing.
No. People are
course,
people are people. It
because
really
they're
isn't
viewed
that
I'm going to say
difficult.
something that I've been saying since 2020. I don't care what bathroom you use, just wash your damn hands.
Damn straight. You heard it here first, kids. Sorry, are we doing a Saturday morning, afternoon special? No, after school special.
The more you know.
Yeah. Today on a very special episode of The Flashing Blade.
Oh, dear, I forgot what I was saying now. Yeah, Graham Lynham, the writer of Father Ted and the IT Crowd, is a mad transphobe. I'm assuming
He's kind of turned it into his whole personality, hasn't he?
He's lost his family over it. He's lost all the work, everything else like that. And
Good.
We
don't need him.
And he's gone down the rabbit hole, and he's vile. Anyway, he got cancelled from his Edinburgh Fringe appearance because of his views. So he's thinking of suing them. Then the next venue they'd arranged, a replacement venue, then turned around and said no. So he ended up doing it perched on a little stool outside the Scottish Parliament building to a crowd of about 100 people who were all white and middle-aged. He also went, because he kicked up a furore, and the way the media term it, it's not a case of this bastard, it's a case of, oh, well, he's got gender-critical views. Yeah. There was, if you do some nifty Googling, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but Talk TV had him on for an interview about this. Now, Talk TV, they're a bit right-wing, to be fair, and you would have thought that would have meshed very nicely. No. Fair dues to the host. She absolutely held him to the fire over it, and he couldn't handle it. He was talking over her, and he lost it so much, he libelled, sort of rather slandered, a couple of people, naming them and calling them paedophiles, live on air. And she's going, I'm going to stop you now, Graham, for your own good. And then
We really don't need this asshole.
Yeah, and then after about an hour, it had been taken down from everywhere on the internet.
Yeah, because their lawyers went,
No!
we are not, you want to sue him. We're not supporting it.
Yeah. No, fair dues. She made it quite clear she really had no truck for his nonsense, which was impressive, and it made me feel a bit better, quite frankly. It's like being black back in the 50s. And I say that for the 50s over here as well as in America, because we had the Windrush generation. Britain needed bodies to help rebuild after the Blitz. And so they turned to the colonies. And a load of people came over from the West Indies just to work, help put Britain back on her feet. And they've been treated abominably. even up to current day. It's madness, absolute madness. Hey, we did the political bit. Yeah, that's cool. I'm going to Worthing. Oh, that's next week. I'll talk to you about that later. I'll talk to you about that later.
I've been listening to this new video games soundtrack. It's pretty good. Stray Gods.
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
It's really good. It's a musical video game.
Ooh,
where you make
interesting.
choices when they're singing, and it dictates how the song goes.
Ooh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's really neat. And the songs are really good, too.
It's not like it's been done in the original Klingon.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah, Strange New Worlds finished. Enjoyed it this year. Seemed a little bit... this is our sophomore year. See, I used your phrase.
Good.
Thank you. And they didn't have a writer's
Excellent.
strike, unlike Next Gen. The writer's strike happened after the second season. It's the third season. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. What do you guys think?
I haven't
Wasn't
seen it.
bad. The musical episode was hilarious.
Yes.
The fact that Spock sung and it wasn't about, Lord of the Rings, which was refreshing.
That's a bliss. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bilbo Baggins.
Yeah.
And at least this Kirk can sing.
Yeah.
We don't mention the other one.
I'm just saying,
What's he doing?
like a rocket man.
He did it. Pulp's Common People. He did a cover of that with Joe Strummer, and he was on Letterman doing it. And Joe Strummer's pissing himself laughing as he's pretending to play. Yeah, and the thing is, this is back when I first started out doing shit. I was doing internet radio, and every week I had a show once a week, a weekly show, and every week I'd have a little sort of, Uber Gills Radio, the only station not afraid to play Shatner. As soon as they heard that, suddenly our listening figures went up. People tuned in deliberately because they didn't know what I was going to play. Would it be Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds? Would it be Pulp's Common People? Would it be Mr. Tambourine Man? Yeah. Fucking mad, if you ask me.
I can see that on college radio.
I suppose you could say it was all about... I'm too old for college back then, but it was gaming. It was gaming radio station. Started off with a game called Vanguard, which was our new hope after SWG. That didn't last. But it switched and made some sort of deal, and called itself Ubergills Radio. I used to have a whale of a time putting together various trailers and this, that, and the other. Once, I think I've told you both this before about when the clocks go back and we get a bit confused. I was doing my show, suddenly the next DJ's turned up an hour early. And so I finished because we're running on American time, apparently. And the following week, Girl in the Fireplace music, ding, 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 ding. Very gentle, mournful. Hello, I'm Dame Judi Dench. I'm here to appeal for... Yeah, man. Happy
See,
days.
I've always wanted to create a shitty college radio station just full of people that aren't in college anymore, but just
hang
fuck it.
around in case they can get some weed cheap. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Just, here, we'll play this. We don't care.
Oh, dear. Now, I'm trying to think if anything else happened this week. Well, we played Baldur's Gate last night I played for 3 hours. Brian played for 9.
As one does.
2 hours.
I came up for air though. I did go and make some dinner. It was hot dogs in the microwave, but it was dinner.
That's a Flashing Blade recommendation. Certainly, Lobo hasn't played it, but certainly the two of us thoroughly recommend Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh yeah, play this game. With multiplayer.
I was
Get
about
some
to
friends
say.
and play the game because it's so much better with your friends because you can do all this horrible conspiring shit together.
Also, it's basically it's the closest you're going to get to playing Dungeons and Dragons on a computer.
The rule set for the game is nearly identical except for inspiration, which I understand why they did it,
Oh,
but
by the way, that's group inspirations, not your own. Just letting you know.
hey, when I fail, I just use the inspirations.
We noticed. We had
Yeah.
noticed.
Well, you know what? Inspire more.
But the sort of the good thing, well, a good thing, and probably the best thing in my particular case about Baldur's Gate 3 is I don't like playing games solo. That's why I've always played multiplayer games, World of Warcraft, Star Wars Galaxies, etc., etc., etc. City Heroes. But this game, I am enjoying playing solo. And the one thing I really love about it is, unlike a normal MMO, where it's all action and this is turn-based. So nothing happens until you do something.
Well, sometimes it's turn-based. You can turn turn-based on and off.
Yeah, but I mean, for combat.
Yeah. Well, no, not combat, but
That's what
otherwise,
I'm talking
yeah.
about, which means you're not rushed. And you can think it through, and I appreciate that now. I'm getting to a certain age. I have to admit, it's I'm impressed. The thing is,
It's really well done.
AAA game developers are complaining.
They should be.
They've got very snarky, basically saying, look, this is unfair. Baldur's Gate 3 is setting unreasonable expectations for our mainline games. We can't compete with that. We can't put out a proper game with hardly any bugs. And, it's just showing them up. It's just totally showing them up.
You know what I say to that?
Tough shit.
Fuck them.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Pay your people properly. Give
The
them a
only-
timeline that is actually good for developing excellent work. Because you get good work or you get fast work. You can't have both. And then really work with, like, test them and test them and test them until you're happy with it.
You're talking about your students writing papers, aren't you?
I was talking about game developing, but I think it applies to both.
Actually, the only thing that I can think of that would make this game so monumentally better it would break the internet
Go on then.
is if they had a Critical Role license.
Well, to use the characters and whatever from Critical
To use
Role.
the characters, to use the setting, to write
Well,
basic.
considering the success of the game,
The success of this game and the success of Critical Role, you put the both of them together.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
hell,
they're
they're
not-
all voice actors already.
they've said the game is complete. They're not planning anything extra.
No, I
So-
mean, like, ports over and stuff.
Well, yeah.
There's always something extra.
I mean, I want to play Grog. I think
The
everyone
game
wants
may
to
be
play
complete, but there's always more you can do with it.
Grog.
I mean, you gotta keep that cash flow coming in somehow.
But fair days to Baldur's Gate 3. And screw you to other AAA games who are whinging. Mainly, they've got the money men on the back saying, just push it out. You can patch all the bugs later. So, anyway, that was a fun little talk, wasn't it? Was that a fun little talk? Did you enjoy that little talk, Brian?
I feel educated, and it's changed my mind on drugs.
Wow. Not going to ask
Going
you
with
in
the
which
theme of a
direction.
very special flashing bit.
Episode, yes.
By the way, one of our number last night, and I'm not going to name names, not on a live show, decided to eat a gummy bear. It was funny. All I'm going to say is the gummy bears you have over there are way stronger than the ones we get over here.
Our gummy bears are not your gummy bears.
I mean,
You'll find that out sometime.
I hope so, because you have a gummy bear over here and you don't get anything off it. Just, not gummy bears from the shops. You know what I mean?
I know the gummy bears.
The very special episode ones.
Yes.
It was very...
Just remember, kids, Halloween is coming up, and parents, this is very important. None of us give a shit about your kids enough to give them our edibles.
This is a very wise public information message, quite frankly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The flashing blade.
The world is on fire.
forefront.
We don't make enough money. We're not giving away edibles. Live with it.
See, I thought you were going to turn around and say, when you go around with the kids, make sure you eat all the gummy bears. Just in case. You won't be able
Just
to work the
saying,
following
hey,
day,
bring
but,
your own. It's legal in New York.
Yeah, I know. I was mentioning that today as well. Trouble is, you can't smoke it outside, though. You got to smoke it.
There are places.
The smokatoriums.
No, they do the same thing. In Syracuse, we have the New York State Fair. And there are... Last year, they had a special area, like the same thing. They do the same thing with alcohol.
So it was a very sweetly smelling
tobacco. Hey, people went in. They came out happy. They went on some rides. They threw up. They went home.
I don't feel bad about this at all. I'm a good girl. I got accused of being a high functioning stoner because apparently my friend said you're unlike any.
It's better than being a high functioning sociopath.
Quite. Though the jury is still a bit out on that one.
I'm just a low functioning sociopath. I mean,
you don't
why?
Function, really.
I don't need to reach that high anymore.
Nah, they're too old now. Can't be asked. It's that simple. News this week. Season 20 box set will soon be out. They're releasing series 1 to 4 of the new season of the new Who on Blu-ray, rescans and everything. Babylon 5 was out. Road to Hell, I think it was called.
The Road Home.
The Road Home, thank you very much. Sorry, it's Sheridan.
I mean, we could do a review on this entire thing, on that alone, and it could take the place of some other things that we didn't watch this week.
Well, no. Not this week.
Okay.
Okay.
She said cagily.
I was thinking maybe next week.
Okay.
Because we finished Children of the Stones this week.
We did.
All right. We did.
So we can take her, whilst to give me pause for thought and to work out what's what, we'll use Babylon 5 as a placeholder, providing we can get a little bit to see a copy.
A little bit.
Yes.
We'll talk.
Okay.
Did you used to watch Babylon 5, Lil?
Lil?
Oh, it's gone down to Lil now.
I watched it when it was on TNT in reruns, and then I think we got caught up and then jumped on the new episodes as they came out.
The trouble with Babylon 5 is because it's essentially a book, it's difficult to be all over the place with it.
Yeah, well, Babylon, TNT showed reruns. They had it was in syndication at the same time that new episodes were showing. So, and TNT had the syndication.
The amount of stuff. I mean, I used to say I didn't like Babylon 5, especially after the pilot, The Gathering. It just didn't grab me. And Keith Dunn and Adam, however, just basically said, no. We're having an evening. We're going to watch some stuff. And then every 5 seconds, they'd go, Clue. And, of course, it pays off later on. So this one is very much you need to know a bit about Babylon 5 to really get the full enjoyment out of it, to be fair. But we'll talk about it next Sunday.
We'll talk about it next Sunday, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there are things.
Oh, you got things, have you?
I got things.
Okay.
And stuff.
And stuff. And things.
I don't know what that noise was.
I got stuff in my things. And they're not two great tastes that go great together.
I'm getting worried.
I got stuff in my things and things in my stuff. It's a madhouse. It's chaos over here.
Well, it's America. What do you expect?
You know, when they said "May you live in interesting times," I don't think everyone realized that
It was a
that's
curse.
an insult.
It's a curse. Yeah.
It was supposed to be space travel. God damn it!
Oh, I want my rocket
Yeah.
pack, my jetpack, and my Baco foil clothes.
I want my phaser guns and flying
You
cars.
see, typical American, straight to the guns.
Phaser guns. Yeah.
I want transporter technology. I have said this for ages.
No, I will not get behind those death chambers.
No,
I want
I'm
transporter
the
technology.
same with Brian. Adam and I were having a bit of a philosophical discussion about what happens to the actual person in a transporter. If it breaks down all your molecules and everything else like that, there's a point where your brain stops working because you don't have a brain.
They're suicide machines
Yeah, I'm
that
with Brian.
send
on
you
that.
around the world in a blink
Galaxy
of an
Quest got it right. Gloop bubbles.
Well, or whatever. Anything so that I don't have to drive to work every day.
eye. You just don't want the road rage.
I just don't want to have to get in my car an hour before I want to be somewhere to have to be there. Like, I should be able to step into a thing and then I'm where I want to be. I don't need the transportation in between. There's sometimes where the journey is the enjoyment. And other times, look, I want to be here and I want to be there. I don't need the middle part.
Watch
Yeah, but
out,
can you
I'm on the
imagine what
road.
TSA for a transporter would be like? Oh my god. The lines. The
I
lines.
want them in the house. I push a button, I walk in, I'm where I want to be.
What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, everything. But I don't care.
Does each one come
You
with
know
a
what
Miles
could go
O'Brien?
wrong? Watch Star Trek, the first movie, when they transport the first Vulcan up.
No.
Uh-huh.
It's inside out and it
Enterprise.
exploded.
Enterprise, what we got back didn't live long.
Yes.
Thank God.
Yeah.
The other thing I want
Rosie.
is I want
Rosie Cat.
the tricorder that they just go like, Jim, this man is a Klingon. Like, I don't
Are
want
you
to have.
expecting to find any?
Well, I don't want. I think that we should be at that point in our like medical research stuff where they don't have to touch you to find out what's wrong with you.
Oh, we've got that over here. It's called phoning the doctor up, and they'll decide whether they can actually. Should
They're
they see
doing
you or
that
not.
now. It's called Teledoc.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I don't. I mean, like actually, like, oh, clearly you have an enlarged whatever.
Not
Fixed.
doing it right. You're
Yeah,
supposed
that
to have a
would be
little
good.
thing at the top as well, like that.
Yes,
Yes,
that's
I-
right. The thing at the top. Yes,
Mm.
I don't want. There's all this touching. It can't be good.
No, I'm with you on that bit. I think that's fair.
And they should be able to fix it. Like,
Give her a
just fix
medical
it.
tricorder, and that she'll stop complaining about
And the
transport.
cat has decided the microphone must be
Talking
moved.
of
Yeah.
which, happy birthday to Ace.
Yes.
yes.
Happy birthday, buddy. He's asleep.
Yes, indeed. It's Sophie Aldred's birthday today.
Yep.
And Sylvester McCoy, who is 80.
And don't forget,
What? Oh, Barnaby
don't
Edwards.
forget the master.
Oh, Anthony Ainley, he's dead.
Doesn't matter.
Barney Edwards, it's his birthday as well. Dalek operator.
And it's happy birthday,
And
Ace,
lovely,
my
lovely,
puppy,
lovely.
who is sleeping on the floor, and not on his little bed, so I can't show you.
That's all right. It's probably cooler. on
It
the
is.
floor.
There's a plastic mat down there.
Rosie,
Look
have
at
you
that
decided? Do you
little
want
pussy.
to join in the conversation?
She's more than welcome.
Do you want to
I
talk?
love a vocal cat.
Rosie, what do you think about Baldur's Gate 3?
She says the microphone belongs to cats. That's what she
Yes,
says.
that's essentially what she. Yeah, and the joy about the game we did last night, I was able to fill Brian's face with bear's ass, so that was good.
Oh,
You
dear.
had your bare ass all over the place.
It's great. I got 2 pets already. Got my bear, and I got
Imagine if you played a druid. You could change into a bear and have a bare ass everywhere.
Yeah, but like I say, this game's got so much replayability to it.
You could change into an owl bear.
Can you guess what an owlbear looks like?
Yeah,
No,
we
go
met
on.
it in the
Guess.
cave
I'm
there.
talking to Lilith.
Is it a bear that can fly quietly and turn its head all the way around?
No, it's just a big bear, but with the head of an owl.
Ah,
In proportion.
that's less fun.
By the way, did you actually manage to get the owl bear cub?
I haven't gotten beyond level 4.
I'm talking
all right,
about
in
yesterday, last night. No, and
No,
I take it you
I
didn't
haven't gotten beyond level 4 in anything.
And I take it you haven't got the doggy yet either. So they were able to carry.
I did get the doggy
me
once.
as an NPC.
I did get the dog once.
At some stage, I plan on giving all of you a new hat.
There you go, a little bit. There's a picture of the owlbear. It's to scale.
I've
Oh
realized
my.
I now have enough hats for everybody.
Oh my.
And she talks.
I do. It's true.
No, the owlbear.
Yes, the Albert talks.
Yeah, not you.
No.
No, you don't talk.
Well, people wish that. But, yeah. Anyway, should we do what we came here for?
Sure.
I thought we were.
Are we?
I don't know.
All right, what am I looking for? Oh, there we go. Look, it's there.
Do the right one this time.
Yeah. Yeah. And now, from the world of BBC Television's Doctor Who. Fuck off, Brian. It's Doctor Who! A third Doctor Who, we think. We're not sure. Let's be perfectly honest here. And his plucky girl assistant, Dr. Elizabeth Shaw, are at the Doctor's country house, which he nicked off Dr. Quinn in the previous story. And he's got the console out of the TARDIS, and he's trying to work at the time rotor, or whatever the central column used to be called, because it never used to be called the time rotor. Time rotor is actually a dial on the control console, not the central column. Watch the chase. Watch the chase. I am sorry to tell you to do that, but please do. Yeah. And he sees Lethbridge Stewart on the telly. You see, there's a Mars mission. And it's Mars Probe 7. And you've also got Mars Recovery. Because Mars Probe 7, they lost contact with. And so they sent up a recovery capsule. But that goes a bit tits up as well. What we have here is a thriller.
Mm-hmm.
Less science fiction. It's a thriller. There are traitors in the ranks trying to start a war. And we've got 7 episodes, count them, to watch this through. Yes, this can drag a little bit, but not too much. I've grown to develop an enormous love for the Ambassadors of Death. It's just really good, quite frankly. Who wants to go first? Right.
I think Rosie wants to go first.
Go, Brett.
Rosie does. Oh, okay.
Did you watch it?
The Ambassadors of Death. Yes, 7 episodes. Does drag a little bit in some places. Not an overall bad episode, but really, we all know that this episode is just prelude to the Inferno. So,
I knew he'd go there.
oh
I
yeah,
always said he was going to hell.
it's one of my favorite stories.
Yeah, well, that's next week, love.
I know.
Contain yourself.
I am all a quiver.
Good. What with?
I shiver with anticipation.
Awkward pause.
Patient.
Thank you. We do this to please ourselves. We don't give a damn if anybody.
We don't care if you guys like it or not. We're insane.
Rosie, I'm gonna go give her food because she's trying to eat everything.
No
I'll be
worries,
back
love.
in a second.
No worries.
It's okay.
I was going to mention.
I got
stuff.
some beef jerky here if she wants it. I mean,
I'm trying to
okay.
think. I was going to mention stuff. About it.
teriyaki.
No, thank you. Have you got anything more to say? Do more saying.
As far as science fiction special effects go,
Did you manage
We
to see the
understand-
color version?
No, I was watching the black and white.
Okay.
That's the
right.
one they have on BritBox.
Really? They've not got the colorized version on BritBox?
They have one episode in color. Everything else is black and white.
They obviously haven't got the rights. to
Episode
them.
1 is in color. I can tell because the screen they're looking at is all blue. And then everything else is black and white.
That's pretty poor. I mean, my first encounter with Ambassadors of Death was in black and white, and I still enjoyed it. But I can see what you mean about. I mean, the special effects, for a start, they wanted to do stuff because space was big at the time, space travel. Remember, this was made in 1970, a year after man landed on the moon.
Yeah.
So it was a huge thing, but it wasn't a very science fiction-y sort of thing. The only real special effect, you got the visual effects of the spaceships, fair enough. The only real special effects are the Doctor descending into the heart of the alien ship, and also, that's gone from my head now.
There's sort of like, isn't
The
there a radiation
Ambassador's
flash or
blast,
something?
yeah, red.
Yeah.
It's red, in case you were wondering.
I have seen that version of it.
It's also
I have
got
seen the color, but the one on BritBox is black and white. So
Wait, it was in black and white?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
that's what I'm looking at.
I don't remember it being in black and white. I watched it on BritBox. Maybe, but I was also doing ironing for part of it, so maybe there was an episode that I
Episode
was
1 is in color. 2
And
through 7 are black and white.
really. I don't remember that. Okay,
Yeah.
I
That's
don't remember
something
that.
to do- I should imagine because it was probably the people behind the DVDs that paid for the recolouring, and as a result, BritBox don't have the rights to show those versions.
Whatever.
That's a guess. That's a guess.
It's all okay. I have watched it. We have watched it before. So.
No, I like it in black and white.
I will say I don't even remember that it was. Maybe I watched the whole thing. It just isn't sticking in my head that it was black.
Yeah, I
and
have.
white.
I've watched the whole thing like twice now. It is
On
what it
Oh, my
is.
BritBox,
sweet
but,
summer child. Twice, you say.
Yeah. Usually that's enough for me.
I actually really quite enjoyed this. And I think
Good,
part of it was I had another task that I was doing, so I was listening, but it wasn't, okay, sit here the whole time. You know, it was, I was doing something else at the same time. So I was really listening to dialogue and music
There's,
for the first 3 episodes, and then I was sitting down properly and watching.
there's an interesting thing we've got to mention that, as I think I mentioned last week, they hadn't worked out what they wanted to do with the opening titles. So this time round, you get the first part of the Doctor Who title sequence. It fades out, and you get the cliffhanger, and then it
And the
screams back in
sting.
again, and then a badly cut extra bit of the sting gets dropped on top, and it doesn't work. Bless Big Finish.
No, but
it's
it's
a
kind
novel
of
idea.
fun.
Plus, of death coming zooming towards you. I like that.
Yes.
But also, it's got one of the best cliffhangers. It's recovery. Hello, Control. This is Recovery 7. How many beans make 5? Hello, Control. Are we clear for re-entry? Right. Cut it open. It's
Yes.
That's a brilliant cliffhanger.
This felt very much like if Jerry Anderson wrote Quatermass.
Yes, it does feel like a Quatermass episode. Yeah.
I kept waiting for like Captain Black to show up. Oh, you okay there?
Yeah, my chair's got a recliner thing, but like all of these sort of things, the recliner slowly edges out, and eventually suddenly it... So
I don't get that with this.
this is your
this
bat
is-
chair,
Yes.
the one
this
you
is-
keep going on about and telling me to get.
This chair is amazing. I'm
I'm
telling
going to
you.
get you. I'm going to get a better chair than yours next year. I am.
Good luck.
I am. Well,
Good
I
luck.
am. I am. For
Okay.
starters, it'll have the
Good luck.
thing on it.
Excellent luck.
Yeah, the thing,
Yep, mine has the bat symbol on it.
not bat whip. I don't know what word that was. I'm not sure. I think it was supposed. You see, I can't do that. Not safely.
I shouldn't do that because
I don't
there's a window
trust-
there.
It's not. I just don't trust the bloody thing, quite frankly. However, the new car I'm hoping to get next year, The seats go all the way back down, and the leg bit comes up as well. It's essentially a bed.
Wow.
So you can live in your car. How 2023 of it?
Well, quite. If there's a lot of things that have got to go right before it happens. So,
Before living in your car, I would think that things have gone wrong at that point.
you see, I was thinking that possibly living in a car was a choice, not a necessity, because I wouldn't choose to live in my car. I'm going to be honest.
It's not exactly a choice.
Right. I'm all right where I am, thanks.
I mean, you could get one of those little vans and do.
Do you know what?
Yeah,
I'm
sometimes
tempted.
van life is a choice.
I am
Yeah.
tempted to get an
Van
RV,
life is a choice.
and go around the country.
When you go around the country, will you have a small orphan boy traveling with you that when he says a magic word changes into the world's mightiest mortal?
No.
Shazam? No?
No.
No?
However, with the state of my health, I don't think driving an RV would be a very wise thing. I'll stick to my Onyx 6 next year. I've got an Econa at the moment. I'm going for the Onyx 6 next year, which should be fun. It looks lovely. Oh, God, it looks lovely. It's got a lower seating position, so you feel a bit more cocooned, because the one I've got at the moment is essentially a mini SUV, so they call it. I just call it a very large hot hatch. So, and just sitting in it, and it's the most bizarre thing. I took it for a test drive. Just sitting in it, I was reminded of my old Ford Capri from back in the day, 1988.
We really need to tie this into Doctor Who
Yeah.
somehow.
Well,
I
maybe
think a Ford Capri was used in the chase sequence when Liz is trying to get away from Regan's men.
Well, they are building Bessie at some point, so.
No, Bessie's there. She's up and running.
Well, there you go then. Well,
Well, no,
that's
that's
a
what I'm saying.
precursor to
They were
that.
And a
no,
brig.
no. The car chasing her was a Ford Capri. Ta-da!
Okay.
and the brig takes Bessie for a ride
He hates
Yeah.
it. Terrence
because
said
they're
this
like,
one
"What?
more
What do you
thing.
mean? There's no vehicles? There's the doctor's car."
Terrence made a thing out of it in all the Target novels where Lethbridge Stewart had to travel, and Bessie he just hated it. It was beneath his dignity. I love it.
But they have the cover up on Bessie, which we don't often see.
Planet of Spiders was another one. Raining, you know.
Yes, well, I assume so.
Go a little bit. Keep going. She's got
Well,
notes.
You're
doing well.
Yeah.
I don't have too many notes.
Oh.
But because I was doing other things
She
while
should be a
this was
studio
on.
executive.
Don't worry, I do the
There
same
she
thing.
is.
Rosie has returned from her dinner.
Please,
she was.
it's
I have.
fine.
She
I have
is very happy.
carrot cake cookies, you see, and she was trying to put her face into them.
I don't blame her.
Oh no,
I
they're
see
really
nothing
yeah,
wrong with this.
they're really nice, but cats should not have them because it's full of things cats should not have. You're making an anti-carrot cake face. It's all right.
I'm not. I like carrot cake cookies.
Publix had them.
Look at it this way. There's more for you.
Yes, more for me.
Yeah.
So I think what I liked about this, Ambassadors of Death,
Of death, yes. That was a very, very Dave thing you just did. Seriously, it's exactly how he would have done it.
yes.
Wow. Oh, that's a habit you're going to have to lose.
No, I don't think I will. I was listening back to some of our old podcasts the other day because they make me happy, and it was very funny because there were jokes that I remembered, and then other things that one of us would say. And there's a moment. This is unrelated to Ambassadors of Death at all, but we were
Surprising.
discussing Commando, and Danielle was on the show, and Danielle asked Dave, "What's the difference between a bazooka and a rocket launcher?" And he went to explain it to her. And then she went, "Oh, I understand. Alexa, so what I need is a rocket launcher. Alexa, add it to the grocery list."
I kind of love that.
I could imagine Dave's face. Oh dear, I keep meaning to do that to Adam because I don't have a list on my Echo, because I don't bother with it. I don't need it. But I've been wanting. I keep meaning to do that for Adam. It's Yes, I must plan something. Thank you very much for
Yes.
reminding me.
You want Adam to add a bazooka to the grocery list?
Throw a couple of bazookas in the back. As Lethbridge
I'm just saying. You know what? After you try the Taco Bell at Gallifrey 1,
Oh God.
you'll have your bazooka in the back.
It's called Gallifrey, by the way, love.
Yeah.
The websites for the forum used to be called Gallifrey 1 with the news site, but the convention itself is just Gallifrey. I'm sorry, I'm
Okay.
a Doctor Who fan. I have to be a pedant.
Okay.
By the way, recommendation, Toby Haydock's Patreon again. Recently, they did some stuff up at the Blue Dot Festival up at Jodrell Bank. And it's a music festival, but they managed to do some talks about Doctor Who. And they're fascinating subjects. I'm listening to the first one at the moment, which is with the comedian Robin Ince, Antisappointment. Seriously, his stuff is so well worth a Patreon sub. It's amazing the amount of content he comes up with, and it's all entertaining. God damn him! The only thing is, for Happy Times and Places, his commentary podcast, somebody panics as soon as I start playing it, because the thing has a and she hates that. She gets very scared, and she runs out of the house. So I can't play it without headphones. Let's put it that way. Oh dear.
Wow.
So
I'm
that's
sorry.
a-
I was just watching some of the Hurricane Hillary things.
It's a bad one, is it? What category is it?
It was a 4. Is it still a 4?
Still 4. Las Vegas is under state of emergency.
Vegas.
Lake Mead has been evacuated. Hopefully they get the water to replenish the lake now. Southern California,
Hopefully
just
the water will
stay
actually-
inside and hope to God you're not near the coast.
They don't have the infrastructure for this kind of thing.
The thing
No, they
is, that's
don't.
what happened in Hawaii. Dry period, long dry period. Fire starts, and at the same time, hurricane force winds hit, driving the fire.
God, I hope nobody's near the LA River during
Turn
this.
red.
Can you imagine you got the flash flood possibility. 2, the LA River. Damn.
I don't,
Well, and
I presume it's
mudslides.
bad. Are we talking sort of British coastal towns level of sewage in the sea?
Sewage in the LA River? Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're
Yeah.
our companies are allowed to dump raw sewage into the sea, around where we swim and everything else like that, which is very nice of them. And then they make thousands and millions in profits. But apparently we're going to have to pay for them to sort that problem out, not them.
That doesn't seem right.
It isn't right, but all right, you're making us do it. Fine, we'll do it. However,
Bill them.
we're going to put that on the bill, your bill, so you have to pay
Yeah.
for it. And there's a very good chance we won't do it properly anyway.
Well, no, because
There's a very good chance they'll up the bill and just not do it.
That happens as it is, quite frankly.
Yeah.
The actual profits that have been announced from some of the companies recently are horrendous. Mind you saying that, they recently sold a footballer, soccer player, a footballer to somewhere, I think it was Germany, for 87,
Yeah. No, I saw that.
87 million pounds.
I don't approve of selling people. I don't approve of teams selling players to other teams. That reeks to me of humans being commodities, and I don't approve of that sort of thing.
Fair enough. I don't approve of the sheer amount of money involved. I think it's sickening. It's disgusting, the amount of good that sort of money can do. I was saying to Adam, when I get into power, I'm stopping all that nonsense.
I mean, I think sport is great and have a wonderful time and represent your your team and your country and your whatever and have a great time, and that's great. That's wonderful. But yeah, it's ridiculous.
You play devil's advocate.
And just remember, kids, all the supervillains you've ever wanted to fight are in business.
That's true. You see, you're learning a lot off the show tonight, folks. But,
Yes.
Wow, wise. Wise.
Yeah.
Which also, I believe, the villains in Ambassadors of Death were in business.
Uh-huh.
No,
Nice segue back to our original topic.
they weren't in business. They were ambassadors.
Well, no, they weren't the bad guys.
No, but it was actually an army thing. Nothing to do with
Ah.
in business. It was an army thing. Regan was a mercenary. He was getting paid.
Yes. Yes, he was
but-
getting paid, and he used them for theft and things.
Yeah. Silcott Bakeries. My favourite. Glow-in-the-dark bread. Cyril Shaps is brilliant. I keep wanting to call him Lomax, but for some reason that sounds wrong. I'm sure Lomax was the name of the doctor Henderson spoke to about the doctor's blood results in Spearhead. You see, that's my brain for you. Yeah, it's... That's lovely. I also like the fact that the doctor right at the end, it's a nice shot actually, just walks off the set. And he's leaving it all to them.
Yes, because the doctor doesn't stick around. He doesn't stick around for the nitty gritty of the solution.
Can you imagine him getting involved in nitty gritty stuff? He would not be happy.
In the minutia?
You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
he'd go
I
insane.
mean, Robot, he's going on about having to write reports in triplicate. He's had a text.
I've just worked on my TARDIS a little bit. It's a little touchy right now.
Righty-ho. What type TARDIS?
Type 40. Duh.
Really?
Yeah.
Why on earth would you go for one of those?
Well, it's been retired and I'm restoring it. You know. It's a nice project. Who the hell?
Mine's type 76. Role-playing again.
Ah.
Are you done? Has your
I don't know. People keep trying to contact me.
Why do people do that?
I don't know.
So, has anybody got anything else to say about the Ambassadors of Death?
Well, I think that this is another story where who we think originally are the bad guys aren't the bad guys, they're victims.
Yes.
And although they cause harm, it's completely unintentional.
Just also, there's a thing we need to point out. They're not Martians. They are not from
No.
Mars.
No, but they were there. That's where the general met them.
Yeah.
Or the guy who's now the general met them.
John
And-
McInerney.
And
Plenty of
the
this
reason I
actually.
brought up Jerry Anderson is it feels very much like the miscommunication in Captain Scarlet.
Yeah, or Thunderbirds Argo, but no, you're quite right. Captain Black is a wanker anyway.
Well, yeah, he is. He is from the beginning. That's why he's the one who dies. But
And that's why he's coloured black,
yeah, yes,
because apparently
yes.
that's bad.
Well, so the blood won't show. Rosie, cookies are not cats.
I could just watch this.
I liked that they split up Liz and the doctor and the bad guys whose name I can't be bothered to remember. Regan, that's him.
That's the
He's all
mercenary.
like, he's all like, you could work for me or you could die. Take your choice.
Yeah.
And so she's like, I will work for you until I figure out how to get away.
Do you think he's more immoral than evil?
No, well, I think his tendency is toward evil
Mm-hmm.
because he wants what he wants and he's willing to do whatever it takes to get it. And I don't think that's amorality. I think that's evil because he never considers like any of positive choices. He's never like, hey, these guys seem pretty sick and I'm not getting paid that much. And a bunch of guys keep trying to, like, this seems like a bad plan. And what am I getting from it? Like, he never considers positives.
No. It's always the next sting.
Yeah.
And keeping himself going.
Yeah. Although I do think it is interesting toward the end where he tells his boss that he killed the doctor, but he didn't.
because he needed the doctor
Yes.
to
Because
sort out the communication system so he could go off and start raiding places.
yes, because curse is sudden and inevitable betrayal.
That was a bit foolish. I'm going to be honest with you.
This is what
Yeah.
happens when you hire mercenaries. And I do like how the general at the end, when the brigadier says, I'm going to have to place you under arrest. And it's the general absolutely submits to arrest.
And the doctor allows him to keep his dignity.
Yes.
No huge lecture or anything else like that. It was his moral
He does
responsibility.
understand.
Yeah.
He does understand. He made the wrong choice and now he has to take consequences. And those choices resulted in the deaths of people but he
Bakeries.
understands why the guy made these choices.
Yeah. No, I like that. Any other time, you'd have probably had the doctor having a go. I mean, it's very similar to Nightmare of Eden, but in a slightly different way. At the end of Nightmare of Eden, Trist tries to appeal to the Fourth Doctor as a fellow scientist. He needed the money for the science. And Baker just goes, go away.
Mm-hmm.
So, are we done with this?
We can be done.
We done?
We can be done.
Oh, that's good. I think we've done enough. No big finish this week. Do you want to know what you're doing next week, though?
Sure.
Okay, it's the Sixth Doctor with Jackie Tyler
Ooh.
and Lady Christina from Planet of the Dull.
Ooh.
And it's the latest.
I like her.
The latest. Well, it's not the late. Yeah, it is the latest. Once and Future anniversary release.
Lady Christina is a former bionic woman.
And Harry. 'Cause
I like
Harry's
Harry.
everywhere.
Harry's in it.
We love Harry. Oh, they're making the most of Harry, and I'm there for it totally. Oh dear.
Yeah, Lady Christina was in the NBC remake of the Bionic Woman.
Quite right.
Oh, that one that lasted 5 minutes?
Yeah, that blink and you'll miss it.
Mm-hmm.
I won't ask her to come on for an interview.
No, go ahead. She's awesome. I love her.
I don't know much about
It was
her.
a
I think
great.
she
It
in
was an
Bendis.
interesting premise, but there were things about it that just didn't. It didn't work. It also had Katie Sackhoff in it as a villain.
Fair enough. I actually know who that is.
Yeah,
Clever.
clever girl.
Clever. Anyway, so that's what we're doing next week. I'll sort that out for you afterwards. Also, we're doing Inferno. Look at his little face light up. You better come out with some good shit next week. That's all I'm saying, man.
I'm going to be lucky to be sober next week. Okay.
Well, it's your birthday, isn't it?
I don't know. Maybe.
You do realise if you want to take the week off because it's your birthday.
What am I going to do? Sit here, eat cake, and have maybe a steak or two?
I don't want you to think you have to come on the show when it's your birthday. You don't have to. Of course you
Oh,
don't.
I know. I know I don't have to. I may want to.
Fair enough. That's
I may be totally trashed. I don't know yet. It's
funny,
going to be
that
fun.
It wouldn't be the first time you've been pissed as a fart on this show.
To be fair, you did try to kill me through alcohol poisoning once or
true.
twice.
And it hasn't worked yet. I'm thinking. of
I
something else.
I am immortal. I have inside me blood of kings.
Oh, there we go. That's nice, dear. Yeah, so there's that. Now we play our game of Can We Guess the Kolchak Plot?
Okay.
Right. A thing happens, probably at night, I'm guessing. And Kolchak is supposed to be doing something else, but he picks up on something to do with this particular case, and he's suspicious. However, Vincenzo does not like this and keeps having a go at him to concentrate on whatever other thing he's supposed to be doing, and he doesn't, and he upsets the local police. In fact, Captain the Week probably tries to get him thrown out of somewhere. He'll go and see one of his informers and learn something about whatever the Spanish moss is this week, and eventually he'll track down the culprit by putting two and two together. He'll probably have some sort of confrontation with the well, I say a confrontation, it's more a and he falls over. And yeah, at the end of it, well, he can't tell anybody about it, but he's pissed off a lot of people. That is my synopsis of whatever happened in Kolchak this week. How did I do?
Congratulations, you recognize the patterns.
Pattern recognition is first and foremost a learning thing.
Yeah. They're so
The
interchangeable.
monster of the week
Hey.
is a Cajun. Take that with a grain of salt.
Because that ain't Cajun.
No. Thought monster made of or containing Spanish moss that comes
Topa.
out of a narcoleptic guy's brain out of his dreams that he isn't supposed to be having in the first place because he's part of a sleep study. And so he's been asleep for like months or something under continuous scrutiny.
And his belief has created this creature.
Yes, which is basically a boogeyman type story
That's a nice little twist.
that they're told as children.
I like that.
It's a good twist.
Yeah, no, fair dues.
But because it has been created, it then needs to hold on to him sleeping because he's its host. So its
if
first
he wakes
victim is
up,
someone who, if he wakes up, it ceases to exist.
I've got a sillier point to raise. If he's going to be sleeping for Christ knows how long, I'm assuming he's either got a problem or they're keeping him drugged.
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
it's a study.
Both.
Right. Okay. Good way
He
of
has a
break it
problem,
down.
and therefore he's part of a study.
Fair enough.
And to be honest, I could use a study like that right now. I mean, just go to sleep and wake up in 2024. Is it over? Are we done yet?
No, because that's the election. And the possibility of Trump being in prison, it's unlikely, but we can hope.
Wow.
He might be disqualified.
Oh, he's definitely disqualified. He's disqualified
It
because he
has to be
exists
tested.
as who he is.
The thing is, he's
Right.
not.
But it has to
he's
be
not
tested.
legally
It has to go through the
disqualified.
court.
He can still be president. However,
No.
the Georgia
No.
case.
No, he cannot.
Because he
There's an
violated.
amendment to the Constitution that it was put in place after the Civil War to prevent Civil War Confederate politicians from rejoining the government. Anyone who was an active member of an insurrection is automatically disqualified from running for any office ever. Period.
Do you know what with that and a couple?
So
of
he
other
has to be.
things-
I think he has to be convicted first.
Yeah, and we don't know if that's
Well,
going to happen before
once he-
the election or not.
Doesn't matter. Once he's convicted, he's out.
I just love the fact if he gets put in jail in Georgia, he can't get out unless a certain rigged Supreme Court might.
Doesn't
No,
matter. No,
they don't.
No.
They have no.
This is state.
Well, that's what
This
I
is
mean.
state, not federal. There's a separation between state and federal.
Well, we keep
Yeah.
our
This is
fingers
state.
crossed.
If he's convicted in Georgia, I think it's 15 years minimum.
Well, let's say
Period.
we get one down there.
Yes. I think it's 5 years minimum.
5 years?
But yeah.
I want the writers' strike to be over by then, because if it does happen, I just want to watch The Late Show and see Colbert.
I just
It's-
want
Oh my
that
God.
guy from Ant-Man to just tell everybody what's been happening.
Yeah.
I always thought that it would have been brilliant if they did a long trailer, maybe a cinema trailer or something like that for Avengers Endgame, which is Louis telling the history of the MCU. I
Yeah.
think that would have been hilarious and just right.
And then
Yes.
we had these Eternals show up, but don't worry, they didn't do anything much. But
Don't
we
worry
got a
about it.
huge new mountain coming out of the earth. And now
But my uncle's cousin's sister says.
that Captain America is on a spaceship watching us to make sure we're protected.
As long as they don't install the shield. Oh, right. Okay, so that was Doctor Who. That was Kolchak.
Somebody has
Well-
seen
There's one other thing with Kolchak,
Hydra.
which is that the police captain of the week
Yes.
is in therapy
Oh, dear.
so that he stops being a shouty police captain
Yeah.
and deals calmly with him.
So it's basically Dreyfus and Clouseau.
Well, you see, this actor is a character actor, and he's known for his shouty, aggressive, abrasive
I
characters.
may have to watch this anyway.
And he, in this episode, they write him totally against the type he's played for like ever.
He's probably very grateful for
Until
it.
he gets like 3/4 of the way through, and then
Boom.
Kolchak
Until he deals with
obviously
Kolchak.
pushes him.
I knew today was the day.
Who's enough to destroy
stop
anyone's sanity
Yes.
therapy.
And he reverts to shouty. And there's a nice moment when Kolchak goes to the botanical gardens or whatever it is, because he needs to find out about what the
Is there
vegetation.
a woman of the week there?
There
Yeah.
is a scientist,
No.
a female scientist of the week.
Surely not.
Yes, yes.
I've that bingo card. So I want a house. I want a prize.
And this one also has no time for his nonsense, and is also not interested in giving him any particular information. And through the whole conversation, it's because she's busy. She's like, I've got this and this and this, and then all these people show up, and I got all these things to do, and this broke down overnight, blah, blah, blah. She's fixing stuff. She's doing stuff. Yes.
I love what she's doing, though.
Yes.
She's tending her tomatoes because she doesn't get paid enough. She has a little garden in the Arboretum.
She said I could go next. So I'm going to.
Go
Okay.
next. We're waiting.
No, I've forgotten.
Bated breath.
Forgotten.
The world is hinging on your words.
Because what happens
Choose
is
wisely.
I think of something, somebody starts talking, and I lose it. That's ADHD. I can't remember. It was something good. That's what it was. That's what it was. Can you imagine Kolchak in modern times? I'm pretty sure Kolchak is Q. Not the Star Trek Q, but the Q from QAnon. The conspiracy.
No, that's Mulder.
Could be both of them.
No, actually, Mulder wouldn't be that. No. See, here's the thing. I used to be a conspiracy theorist before it was cool.
I'm sorry. Conspiracy what?
Conspiracy theorist before everybody got into it. And those people that think that QAnon is real and all this other shit give us other conspiracy theorists a very bad name.
I have to admit, I did laugh when I shouldn't have laughed. It was an ironic laugh, a bitter laugh. But when somebody raided the pizza shop in DC, trying to get down to the basement to rescue the kids, and they didn't even have a basement. It's madness.
Nothing in DC has a basement. It's in the swamp.
It's madness. It's just
Like I said, they give conspiracy theorists a bad name. I miss the days when it was Bigfoot, government, UFOs, Loch Ness Monster, all this other crap. No. Now we got
the largest search for Loch
fucking
Ness
red
Monster-
hat
the
assholes
largest
everywhere.
Search for the Loch Ness Monster is about to start. Very large vessels going looking for it. It's going to be a very long thing. They won't find anything. I don't think she exists.
I think she's dead.
I think that could be an excellent thing, but she shouldn't survive that long in the first place.
Well, how? No. Alligators can technically live forever. They just keep growing and growing.
And
They
also
outgrow
they
their
evolve
environment.
as well. Their evolution isn't stilted. But dinosaurs...
I don't think it's a dinosaur.
What do you think it is?
Might be a sturgeon. Might be something we've never seen before. But they've proven that the surgeon's photograph, the one with the dinosaur head and everything, was faked. The guy admitted it on his deathbed. So if that's faked, then what the hell have they been seeing? Because no one else has ever documented a head or neck like that. Humps. It's always a hump. It's always something in the water, but it's never like a serpentine neck. There were photos of paddle fins. So
That's why people keep thinking plesiosaur.
it could be a lot of things. A lot of
I
animals
think- I
have that
think
same
you're
shape
right.
on their fins.
I think you're right that it is possible, or was possibly a mutation of a modern day animal. It's,
Maybe a sturgeon.
Yeah. there we go. Learning stuff with the flashing blade. Simon Whistler. And
The
all these
more you know.
channels. I don't think it was Out of the Shadows. It might have been today. One of Simon Whistler's many channels, but it was about conspiracy theories that are wrong, but there's a grain of truth in them. For example, Roswell. What other ones? Roswell.
Well, all the best lies have a grain of truth.
Well, yes, quite so. Quite so.
The devil doesn't have to lie. He just has to tell you the truth.
Interestingly enough, seeing as Colbert's not here, I'll do it myself. Next year, the devil's going down to Georgia.
Oh well, he's going there this week to have his photograph taken.
Oh,
He has to surrender by the 25th.
please don't give him bail.
I don't refer to Trump as the devil. It's his toupee that's the devil. I think it's an alien controlling him.
Running him
Some sort of parasite.
like in Men in Black.
Yes. Yeah. Puppet. It's a puppet thing.
And it hasn't worked properly because the IQ of that particular alien has obviously taken a huge dive.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's an alien.
It might be kind of like a Ford Prefect situation where he misidentified the dominant creature.
And turned into a hamster on his head.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, could be an alien invasion. Look at Shatner.
Invasion of the toupee monsters.
Look at Michael Fabrice.
No, better yet. Doctor Who and the invasion of the
Vision
toupee
of the toupee monsters.
Thank you for
Of
the
death.
answer. Of death.
You need that in Off Target.
That's a new catchphrase. Of death.
Yep.
You'll be in detention. Of death.
Of death.
Doctor Who and the invasion of the toupee monsters of death.
It's good. I'll ask someone.
You're not supposed to do that. The things will come. You'll open the portal and the tentacles will show up again. You know the rules.
We watched the last episode of Children of the Stones of Blood. And
And it had
was.
all.
That's all it fucking was.
All the chanting.
All the
All the
chanting you could
chanting.
ever fucking
Yeah, man.
need in your life.
That is why what's Ian Cuthbertson has gone round the bend, because people just stand outside his window and chant all day long.
Wait. Is he still alive?
Ian Cuthbertson, no, sadly.
Oh, because I wanted to go stand outside his window and just start.
Oh, dear. Stones.
How great would that be?
It's a bit, well, at least when you go to John Williams' house and you play Star Wars properly on a trumpet, he'll come out and shake your hand. I don't think Ian Cuthbertson would be shaking your hand. He might shake you warmly by the throat, but I'm not so certain.
It's just
It
as
would
good.
make the chanting stop.
Well, my point exactly.
Let me put it this way. The only way they know you exist sometimes is that nice little paper that says cannot be within 100 yards of.
Right, okay. No, so anyway, Blake and Matthew wake up in the manor house, and old Squire Cuthbertson, Garin, as we know him, basically says he
Who has an atomic clock all his own,
all of his own, yeah, because they managed to work that out.
fueled by ammonia.
Yeah, they managed to
Yes.
work that out.
Which means that whole church smells
And
like
what
cat
they
pee.
do is they
Yeah.
adjust, they hack into, as close as descriptions as I can make it, the system and advance the time on the clocks around the house by about 4 minutes.
They don't actually hack. It's not.
That's
They
like-
use mechanical means to affect a
We're talking
analog
to a
device.
21st century audience. I know
It's an
we're
analog.
not. Yeah, no,
It's
that
an
was
analog
audience.
atomic clock that they influence through.
Well,
other
and they don't even influence the clock. They just change the signal between the two devices.
Yeah, they slow it down.
Can I just like to ask anybody watching this on YouTube, if you've got this far, could you just put a comment? Just yes, just a yes. It would, it'd be interesting to see if anybody actually watches as far as this, because I'm pretty sure nobody does. We could do
No.
anything.
The phrase is atomic clock of death.
Yes, Anyway,
Of death.
Death.
as a result, their conversion doesn't go according to plan, and all the villagers get turned into stones.
Well, they go out to join the circle, and
Well,
everybody
yeah,
They
else thinks
haven't
it's
been.
fine.
It breaks the circle, and
there's a 5-minute window they have to leave the house,
Yeah.
which lasts 15 minutes.
of course,
But
they
they get out and they join everybody, and they're all
Everyone's
smiling,
like,
and they're like, "We gotta get the hell out of here! Grab the girls, let's go!"
The explanation to it wasn't very brilliant. I thought it was a bit flim flam. It's they've driven into an alternate timeline where this is happening, and it keeps happening. It's a repeating pattern.
It's a repeating loop in time.
Yeah. So there's that.
How long does it take the loop to repeat?
I enjoyed this, music aside. I did enjoy this very much. So there we go. Success. Anybody else?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I do think that the explanation is a little bit weak. I think the answer to the repeating pattern is it takes the conversion of everyone, because, and then whether, I think there's probably two endings. Either two people escape, or everybody gets converted and the priest loses his purpose.
I don't think anybody ever gets converted. That's what I think repeats the loop. It's the incomplete ceremony
that resets.
Yeah.
Because they're leaving, because there is this moment where they can leave. So as they're leaving, the new Ethan Cuthbertson is coming back in. And everything is slightly different than it was.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're what's the acting term that I want? For players who put on the same players do different plays.
Oh, rep actors.
Yes, that's the word. It's almost like that, where they're all sort of the character.
Every week it's a different character.
And for a lot of these, they're the same-ish characters, but there's something slightly different about them.
Well, if the actor's any good, they'll make sure of that.
But this way, her hair is the scientist or the museum lady's hair is a little different, and the dress is a little different, and the hermit does something slightly different, and it's all just a little bit off.
So,
but
everything reoccurs in the next loop. No matter how many years, it just happens again.
So we finished Children of the Stones. Happy day. Next week we'll look at Babylon 5. The Road Back, did you say?
The Road Back.
The Road Back, the new...
The Road Home. The Road
so
Home.
The Road Home, which is an animation. I have seen it. You will have to wait for my views upon it. As well as Inferno, Once and Future, and Kolchak. Because Kolchak. I need to contact Andrew, because the week after is going to be the episode he wants to do. So we may have to take a break on Kolchak for a week, because it's the day after Hooverville, and he's probably going to be dead on his feet.
Yes.
So, because he's one of the main organisers.
Yeah, we can jump that episode.
Yeah, and always come. It's not exactly.
Next one is
not sequential. So
the next episode is the Energy Eater.
No. I wonder what that's about.
I don't know.
Wow.
But then is Horror in the Heights. So yeah, that's Hooverville weekend. Gonna probably want to jump that.
Well, let me get in touch with him and ask him. Yeah, I'm not going to assume on his part. But
are we having a show Hooverville weekend?
Yeah, I can do if you like. I mean, if you want to take a break for a week, we can.
I'm just saying.
You might be very tired.
Role-playing for 3 hours yesterday destroyed you. How are you going to feel after a con?
Well, this will be after a sleep. And whilst I'll still be stiff, as I am now, I can do this. I've done it before, time and time again.
I'm just saying, last week we took a break, so.
No.
Last year we took a break, so.
Did we?
Yeah, we took that weekend off.
Well, look, I'll leave it.
So you could recover.
I'll leave it down to you guys to decide. You want to do it? Don't you want to do it? I'm happy to do it. So, down to you. I mean, plus Andrew might.
I don't care. I'm
Yes,
just
I
bringing
can.
it up because I don't want you,
Have I ever been like that? Careful.
exhausted, yes,
Last
but the
night,
show
yeah,
must go on.
exhausted. I mean, you've seen me in pretty rough condition. Well, in the early days of this show, it was 2020 when I had a relapse, and apparently I was grey.
You were not regenerating properly.
No, it went wrong. It was.
Yeah,
was
it
so
went.
sad.
You became the Valyard you. It was not really.
I wasn't
a good-
horrible.
No, but you were deathly.
That's true. Yeah.
And then they re-upped your regenerations, and you got a new lease on life.
Well, no, I haven't really, because the damage that was done remains done. But there we go. Bitter, me. I used to walk.
Surely
everywhere.
not.
I used to walk everywhere. I used to love walking. Hey ho. I've got a hedge trimmer down here. Who knew?
What are you planning on trimming?
Oh, well, I've got the garden's overgrown. The weather has been perfect for plants this year, and basically the crinoid has taken over. So it's making it very awkward for Trixie to get into the garden because there's brambles. So I'm going to try and cut through those and move them, and cut us back as much as I can using that. Hopefully give her upstairs slightly more of a clear path to the steps, because at the moment it's just completely overgrown. Like I say, as soon as I can get 60 quid, I will pay the man to come and do it. But it's too soon yet anyway.
It's a shame you
It's
don't
a
have one
winter
of those
winter job.
lawnscaping companies over there that you always see on YouTube doing stuff for free for like the elderly and disabled. They come in, it's a whole genre on YouTube. They, power wash
stuff, yeah.
power wash stuff. They dig up, sidewalks that have been buried for decades, things like that.
You see, that would be quite fun. They come in here, they can just wipe out the garden, essentially, ready for next year. When hopefully, again, a lot of things are going to happen first. I'll be building an extension or a conservatory, one or the other, to this, which means I will be broadcasting from over there rather than here, because this will be in the way of the door. And also I'm going to turn it into a wildflower garden because the insects need it. And
Save the bees.
I'm going to try and plant some fir trees to replace the one that, preferably fir trees that don't go that high, but to replace the one that had to go. I missed that tree. It was a good tree. But, so that's the plan for next year. Plus that and the car, trip to Jersey, which I have to go because we're scattering my father's ashes. At least I think it's my father's.
Yeah, I'd be there for that. Yeah.
It might be my brother's. I don't know. Too many deaths. So, yeah. But I'm looking forward to going over to Jersey. And this time round, I'm hoping to get a couple of friends to come with me. It depends whether I've been paid. Sorry, we've sold the house or not. I'll have to wait and see about that. I think Adam will come over anyway.
Adam's
As
usually game
sinister
for
if you can take Clive.
travel.
No,
I'm just saying, Clive loves a good jaunt.
he's not allowed. He upset the
You never
constable
know.
of Grooville.
Look,
They put him on the
Clive
boat
is
in
an
the morning.
international man of mystery.
They put him on the boat in the morning, same as they do to everybody else they don't like. So, obviously, we're planning. The initial idea is to take the cars, mine and his, because, well, if the others don't come, then we may not need 2 cars. But we may do. So, and we'll go by boat, which is what I really, badly, desperately want to do. Because that's how we used to travel. Hardly ever flew. We'd just take the mailboat. We'd go from Jersey to Guernsey, and that was about it. Then we had the Condor hydrofoil, which would do Jersey, Guernsey, Alderney, Sark, and Condor's turned into a crap company, in my opinion. It's had problems. It's had some. They were a great company. They operated hydrofoils between the islands, and they were. I'm not going to say iconic, but they were very noticeable, and they felt like part of Jersey life. That and the mailboat with the big British Rail sign on the side of the chimneys. I mean, we'd go down to the harbour to watch the mailboat come in. It was a Saturday evening thing, occasionally. And then we get some fish and chips, and then we had to go and wait for a 3B bus to get back up to St Saviour's Parish Hall. Those were nice. This is back when Jersey was nice and simple. You couldn't do it now, I don't think. It wouldn't have the same atmosphere because it was an old harbour. You know, with the old cranes and everything else like that. And you could get really close to see things. And it was wonderful for a kid. Absolutely. I mean, would I recommend growing up? Well, I would recommend growing up in Jersey in the 70s and 80s. If you can arrange it. Nowadays, I couldn't tell you. As long as you like cafes, you should be all right. That's all St Helier has turned into, a cafe. Bizarre. Absolutely bizarre.
Now, do they still have the attack chickens?
In Jersey?
Yeah.
I did not know we had some. It probably explains a great deal.
Apparently, there were some chickens that escaped their coop and stuff and roamed the island free. And there were enough that there was a breeding colony.
I did not know this.
And they would attack joggers and hikers and
Okay, I
just
approve
get
of
in
that.
people's yards and all over the place because they're free roaming chickens who didn't care anymore.
At least it wasn't geese.
Oh, no. We have those Satan spawn here.
Yeah,
Canadian cobra
they
chickens.
learned what the turkeys didn't. You let a human go near you, you're in the oven.
Well, they say that the Allosaurus dinosaur is a direct ancestor to today's modern chicken. So,
What the hell went wrong with evolution?
they got smaller.
And feathers. I mean, they had
they still
feathers,
can't
but they
really
really
fly
worked
anyway.
on the feathers.
And they became delicious. Well, true, they may have always been delicious. We don't know.
They did enjoy eating each other.
Yeah,
Well, so do owlbears.
just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying.
What are you up to next week, little bit?
Work. Always work. Other than that, I don't know. I think just work.
Work.
Oh, after work, I think it's Tuesday and then possibly again on Wednesday, the union is asking us to go to the meetings and sort of just show presence because things are being decided. There's negotiations happening on salary on Wednesday, and I think the discussions, we've had some real problems with air conditioners in our schools and stuff not working properly that should have been taken care of. And the fact that you do not have enough technicians is not the fault of the people sitting in 85-degree classrooms. So the county's working on it, but to show that we are serious and support each other, they've asked us to come out and show our faces. So probably Tuesday and Wednesday after work. That's where I'll be.
I'll say something similar to you in a moment. Ryan,
Yeah.
what are you doing this week?
Plotting your demise for next week's RPG.
Hey! Do you know, is it Chrissy, her name?
Krista.
Christi.
Christy.
Christy. Nice
Christy.
name. Do you know if she'll be joining us this Saturday?
Probably not this Saturday. Story-wise, the earliest I have her being able to join would be around the 23rd of September, so she has time to make a character, become familiar.
Yeah, fair enough. Plus, we've got Baldur's Gate 3 we can have a laugh with. What am I doing? Tomorrow I'm doing phone banking because we're having a big all residents meeting about the repairs issue and the repairs petition.
Have the torches and pitchforks been passed out
That's
yet?
something we're a bit worried about, to be honest. So we've invited Guinness to send a representative. However,
Oh, good.
Well, I'm going to take the representative. Hello, Thomas.
Hi, Thomas.
To the cafe and keep them there until I'm told it's okay, because they're going to go through stuff with the residents first, update them on everything that's happened, and then we'll bring Guinness in. And the thing is stopping everybody from saying, listen, what about my, and we want to sort of say, no, we're together. Don't go for your individual thing. It all counts together. If everyone shouts, no one...
My God, you're forming a union.
Well, I'm part of the union. I'm a Unite member who needs to unite behind this. So,
Yeah.
It's... No.
Okay, hang on. I got a birthday boy here.
Birthday boy!
Oh.
Little puppy dog! Oh, do.
Hello, pupper.
Hey, buddy.
Good old
He's
days.
awake this time, so I can get him on camera.
Well, he had to wake up for his birthday.
You heard my...
Well, he woke up. Jess took him out. He peed. Did all his normal stuff. Came in, had a treat. Now he's wandering around.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to take him out after the show, though.
Trixie's decided to splonk on the wooden floor.
That's probably nice and cool.
That's just what
Yeah,
I'm
buddy.
thinking. And she's just
He likes to
constantly
climb up on the chair.
Oh,
as Yeah.
oh,
Hey,
bless
bud.
Papa. Bless puppy.
He's the best puppers.
So, Inferno, Once and Future, Kolchak, and Babylon 5.
Yes.
That's
Sure.
next week.
What are we doing after Babylon 5?
That's why I put Babylon 5 there, to give me a moment to...
I have a suggestion.
Oh, God, you know how this normally goes.
No. It hit me today. It's something you might enjoy. The Greatest American Hero.
Now, I have seen bits of that in the past.
It's hilarious.
Happy to do a one-off of that. I mean, is it just episodic, or is there an ongoing?
It's very episodic.
So we can just pick an episode and watch it.
There are seasons
That's what I mean.
because you don't want to break up the seasons.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is we can use that as another filler thing. So we can pick
could.
a couple of episodes and watch that and then talk about that for one of our shows.
Yeah.
Which gives me more room to decide. I have a sneaky suspicion I know what I need to do. I need to make sure I can get it sorted.
Yeah.
I'll have to take it from there. If you're lucky, it'll be Freakazoid.
No.
No? The Freak
I
Station.
never liked Freakazoid.
Oh, man.
I didn't like it. I'm sorry.
Brian, say it with me. Say it with me. Hug bees. It'll make you feel better. Hug bees. And remember, shop at the sign of the jackal-headed man. Anubis Market.
Shop smart, shop smart.
I love Freakazoid. Absolutely adore it. It's bonkers. Utter.
I never liked Freakazoid.
Scream. Yeah.
I think I know why too.
Why is this?
Freakazoid came out in like the 90s, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I was too poor to have TV at that time, living on my own with my girlfriend. So I never watched it, and it looked stupid enough that I didn't care about it.
Have you seen it since?
No.
Might be an idea to try when you're not having to
It was the 90s.
grasp at it, you know?
It's the
'Cause
90s.
It really is a superb cartoon. It's pant-wettingly funny. It has no rules. It's surreal as fuck. But it uses to voice the characters. There's people like Ed Asner.
You want to know what? You want to know a good '90s cartoon that was real as fuck? Static Shock.
I never heard of it.
It was on over here. I believe it was Fox or WB. Might have been Fox Kids.
Mm-hmm.
That went places.
See, I don't like straight animation, really. I prefer... If I'm going to watch cartoons, I want cartoons. Give me Looney Tunes every time. That's
This went places. This was... Yeah.
fair enough. So, yeah. That's not too bad. We got 3 viewers. How did we get 3 viewers again, Brian?
Hello, 3 viewers.
Hello, 3 viewers.
I'm going to have to. Hello,
Yeah, they're all bots.
yeah. Yeah, they are all bots. We don't have real viewers.
Hello, bots. Hello, Chat GPT. Hello, GCHQ. Hello, NSA.
Yeah, that's not bad.
They're the only ones that listen to the show.
Hour and 45 minutes. I'm quite pleased with that. It hasn't felt like a strain. Has it felt like a strain on you guys? I know
No,
you have to
not
present
bad
with
at all.
mean.
We did wander. You know, we took the
surely
snaking
not.
path.
We didn't go off
We
on a
took the
tangent,
snaking
surely.
path to get here.
We went down the wibbly wobbly way.
We had many tributaries. We were not in the one true timeline.
That's we were discussing.
That's
that
coming
this
up
afternoon.
soon. That's coming up soon.
What Community?
Loki
the film?
season 2.
Oh right. So I thought you were talking about Community, because they're going ahead with the film of that.
I started watching and it just didn't work for me, so I
love it.
stopped.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah,
Absolutely love it. So
I
much
should love it.
so much better than The Big Bang
I
Theory.
don't care about it.
Oh, see, I like The Big Bang Theory.
It's
There's
Yeah, I
episodes
love-
I don't care for, but
its treatment of mentally divergent people in Community is a hell of a lot better. Basically, Abed is either, at the very least, he's got Asperger's, possibly he's further up the scale. And
Asperger's is not a real thing.
I know it's named after a complete bastard, but he's on the scale, and I think it's either the second or third episode of the very first series. They have a direct look at it, and had 2 friends of mine who've got kids on the scale in tears. It was just so beautifully done, but then you see Sheldon. Let's make fun of Sheldon for being a twat. Yeah, there's a difference, and Community comes out of it shining.
Well, Sheldon was never. He's not neurodivergent.
What is Sheldon then? Apart from OCD?
Yeah, OCD definitely. Smarter than everyone else in the room, definitely.
Well, he's never met me. Sorry.
I
Okay.
think most of what I liked about Big Bang Theory is that, unlike a lot of sitcoms, especially sitcoms of the era, where your characters are sort of frozen in amber and they don't grow and they don't change. And if you looked at an episode toward the end of a run and you look at an episode toward the beginning
Some
of the
the
run,
actors are fatter, and that's it.
Yeah.
they're very samey, and anything that they establish often doesn't stick.
No.
And the only thing that really changes is if they have kid characters, those kids grow up and then they might have stuff that sticks. But that these characters start as these guy friends who do what guys do, which is be mean to each other as part of their friendship. And that by the end, they still have some of that dynamic, but they've actually and I have issues with how the writing on the show went with some things, but they have all grown up.
Yes.
They're all pursuing. They progressed,
Yes.
not just romantically, but as characters. And some of those progressions aren't positive, but most are.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look back at the beginning and you're like, oh, where would you see these characters? It's not where we have them at the end. But all the steps along the way make sense when you get there. Um,
Can you believe Howard would actually ever get married?
right. Howard's married with 2 children and a wife who makes significantly more than he does.
And a wife who basically is his mother.
Is his mother.
It's his
Yes.
mother. Yeah.
Yes. But
There's a lot of Freud going on in there.
Oh,
Oh,
damn
yeah.
straight. I mean, Howard
But
was
there's all
worrying in the
kinds-
first place. He was
there's all
creepy
kinds
as
of
fuck.
interesting character stuff. And the show is incredibly unevenly written, particularly because there was all that kerfuffle going on with what was it? The other show that he was doing at the time.
2.5 Men.
2.5 Men, yeah. Because there was all that mess going on. You can tell when his
Oh, winning.
Huh?
Winning. Two
Oh,
half men.
yeah.
Charlie.
Winning.
Tiger's blood.
Yes.
Tiger Blood. Yeah.
Yes. When all that craziness was happening, like really the foot came off the pedal with Big Bang Theory.
Also,
And if you
it-
watch
it also 2.5 Men deteriorated very badly.
yes.
It really
Oh,
did.
yeah.
I mean, the last episode, fair enough. They were breaking the fourth wall left, right, and centre. But it's your last episode. Fair enough.
I like how they had Charlie's not dead. He goes and rings the doorbell and a piano drops on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is seeded. That's Chekhov's gun.
Yeah.
Because he's ordered a new piano for the house. And then it pulls back, goes off the set to the main writer, who he had the bigger disagreement with, and a piano falls on him. So, God, we're covering some ground
But-
tonight.
Well,
Yes.
speaking of pianos, I watched all of Our Flag Means Death on Friday night. I actually
Nice.
the whole thing.
It's hilarious, isn't it?
It was really good. And there's the piano that falls on the guy, which I howled
Haven't seen
when
it.
that happened.
Only seen
I-
episode 1.
That does not give the piano thing does not give anything away at all,
Okay.
except it is a comedic moment.
I think you've got a new
But that's
series.
another show where the characters grew and changed,
I
and
think you've got a new series of Ghost starting in America.
I have not seen any of the American one. I've seen all 4 seasons of the
It's-
British one.
It's good. Yeah, you're different country, etc. But they make it their own. And hats off to them for doing that. They make it their own storylines, their own this, that, and the other. And it's fair dues. Quite impressed. by
The
that.
other thing I watched last night, because I was with Danielle, and she said, "What do you mean you haven't seen it?" An old David Tennant movie called The Decoy Bride. I had never heard of it, and it is adorable. Absolutely adorable.
What did I see him doing recently? There was a clip of
everything.
him.
Well,
No,
yeah,
no.
he is in
There was a
everything.
clip of him on some radio show with Shania Twain doing a reading of I Feel Like
Yes.
a Woman.
Yes,
Yeah.
which is very funny.
And it's like, whoa, dude.
Coming up around Christmas time, I don't think Little Bit knows about this. We are doing a live reaction episode
Okay.
to Die.
I don't know about this, so this is news.
It's Die Hard because I've never seen it.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So we're going
Finally,
to
we're
do a
watching
live
the Christmas
watch.
Die Hard movie.
Yeah.
They've always maintained it's a Christmas movie. I maintain it is set at Christmas, and that does not make it a Christmas movie.
Controversy on the Flashing Blade.
Controversy, love.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Tomato,
So
tomato.
that'll be coming up in a few minutes.
Wrong, correct. I'm just
2 weeks' time, we're going to Hooverville. Well, I am, as is Adam Purcell, our brother from another podcast. Yeah, we're going up there. I'll be interviewing Michael Troughton, Tim Trelaw, and Stephen Noonan. And I'll be hanging out, and we're running an experiment, which I'm not going to tell you about just yet. I don't want to ruin things. We'll do the
you don't want to
experiment first.
contaminate the results.
Yeah, exactly. So we're running an experiment, if we manage to get around to doing it, which I'm looking forward to. Plus, it's a night in a hotel. All right, it's
Yeah.
only a Premier Inn, but it's
Hey.
plus a free an all-you-can-eat breakfast, which is ridiculous because I don't eat breakfast.
You will this time. They got bacon.
Proper bacon, not the American crunching thing you have. Proper back bacon, chunky back. Get your teeth into it, man. Get your teeth
Ham.
into it.
That's what they
That's
have.
ham.
They have ham.
They have ham for breakfast.
It's
We
nice.
have-
I enjoy it, but it's ham.
Yeah. We
It's
have bacon, you
bacon.
have ham.
Fuzzing.
When you come over,
There's no guarantee that's going to happen.
we're making no guarantee plans here.
I mean, I'm
So
hoping
when
you're
you
gonna
come
to
over,
me.
we have Taco Bell, proper bacon. Maybe we'll
I
get
don't
you some
like
huevos.
overcooked crunchy bacon.
Huevos rancheros. What do you think, little bit? Get her some
You
huevos
like
rancheros.
spicy?
Not hugely spicy, no.
Maybe some proper Mexican food
I
to
like to be able
shock
to
the
taste
English
the
palate.
flavour of the spice, but not to get hot. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
getting it hot is just a waste.
Yeah, food isn't supposed to hurt you.
No. You know, you want to be able to savour the flavours, and you can't do that.
I don't
It's
know
like,
what this. What you guys
Again,
are-
this is
yeah.
something that Dave and I disagreed on this point as well.
Oh, we could eat a fucking
Food
Madras, that
should.
one.
You know it's food because it's fighting you back.
Yeah, yeah. He was like,
Yeah.
Primitive man
California.
lives in Brian.
It fights back.
He's an alpha male, Lilibet.
yeah. Food should not hurt you.
I'm with her. I'm sorry, but I am.
I will eat food that fights back.
On a decent steak.
Oh, gotta have a good steak.
None of this mash nonsense. We'll have chips. Sorry, fries.
Oh, you haven't had
No, a good mashed
Mashed
potato.
potato.
No, not with.
Yeah.
Not,
No, baked potato.
No, not
If you're
with
having
steak.
steak,
with steak. It's a baked potato.
No,
Yeah.
with steak,
It's a baked potato.
chips. It's a British thing, steak and chips. Plus a couple of fried eggs on top. Maybe a mushroom? 2 mushrooms? Who knows?
That's breakfast.
that's what you have
it's
for
an
breakfast.
evening meal out.
Eggs
No, that
on
is
hash browns
breakfast
with mushrooms and onions. That's breakfast.
with steak. Yeah, that's
Sometimes.
breakfast
I
over here.
get to eat steak once a year. At Hooverville on the Saturday night, a Friday night. I get to I have a premiere in steak.
Yeah. You. So the plans for the con are: you come over, we do the big, group kumbayayas, get all that stuff going. Saturday we may have a live RPG.
Well, the thing is, the convention's running on the Saturday.
Exactly, so that's what-
Saturday night.
Saturday
is,
night.
is the entertainment. It's a packed schedule,
I know.
really packed. It's tight. You're
Yeah.
not going to be able to see.
Ooh,
everything you
can we
want
do a live flashing blade?
to. We've discussed this, haven't we?
Yeah, I got a laptop, and I mean,
The
setting it up
issue
isn't that hard.
have, and it's I don't know how this can be solved. I'll have to check with somebody. But what the Wi-Fi connection is like in a big hotel with a lot of people.
See, here's what I'm thinking. We record it live, everybody all in the same room doing the thing, and then we play it for everyone else.
So we don't stream it live from the actual convention.
So we don't stream it
We
live
record the
because that
show
will kill
there.
the hotel Wi-Fi.
I ain't got a problem with that. As long as
Yeah.
we can fit it in. Like I
We
said,
can
it's
do
gonna
the
be
same
March.
thing with the RPG.
I mean, again, you're taken away from the convention. The whole point for being there.
No. You think I'd be going out there for just like Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
That's what I thought.
Oh no. If I'm taking a vacation,
Holiday. Yes.
I'm taking a damn vacation. So I'm probably going to be out there Wednesday, Thursday.
They will have just about recovered from the Category 4 hurricane by then.
Category Brian coming on in.
Well, Los Angeles.
Yeah. It's hitting LA.
Lock her
like,
up. Lock her up.
It's about to hit LA. Or not LA, San Diego.
It's very rare that
So-
you have them coming in on that side of the.
It is unheard of.
And Southern California just got a 5.1 earthquake. I know they don't care about anything
It's
below a
question,
6.
philosophical question.
They don't give a shit about anything below a 6. But I'm just saying, earthquakes, hurricanes hitting the same time. I feel fine.
I'll get there. Are we living in the end of days, do you think?
No, I just think we are all unwillingly participating in a sci-fi movie.
Where's the cameras, you bastards? Where are you?
I'm waiting for the Threads thing to.
There's going to be a Sharknado any minute. Well,
oh, that would be great.
Regularly happens.
It wouldn't.
Yes, it would.
Regularly happens that when we get hurricanes, they do pick up alligators and move them into people's pools.
Oh,
so
good.
You know,
all the rains of fish usually happen because a funnel cloud out at sea hits a school of fish, sends them up into the atmosphere, and then they thump, 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 all over the place. Same thing happens with frogs.
You are teaching your grandmother to suck eggs. Do you have that phrase?
yes.
Oh, good.
I'm trying to get clicky eyeballs, but I can't.
Clicky eyeballs, not eyelids or
Click,
anything. No,
click.
eyeballs.
Eyeballs, yeah, clicky eyeballs.
Very Action Man, very
Click,
Clive.
click.
to be
Click,
honest
click.
with you.
Yeah, it's not.
Clive probably had eagle eyes. And gritty
I was
hands.
thinking Zorak.
Space Ghost. Coast to Coast. I did like
I
that.
am
That
the
was
mantis
Barking
of
Man.
destruction.
Barking Man, I loved it.
It's much more Danger Mouse and Duckula sort of person.
Fair. I like Danger.
How about Darkwing Duck?
Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Duck. Okay, so I told Dave, I think shortly after Disney Plus started, because Darkwing Duck was on there, I was like, listen, Darkwing Duck is great. You have to watch it. And he's like, kids cartoon from the 90s. Why would I watch that? I'm like, listen, no. And then, of course, is
like I've
anytime
been
he,
saying about Freakazoid.
I
When
had
my
to
son-
sing at him.
Go ahead.
When there's trouble, you call DW, right? Because that's what you do.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that got ingrained in the brain. Don't know where my keys are. I know what you do with Darkwing Duck music. Yeah, it's a great cartoon.
It is.
Right.
It was one of the few cartoons my son, when he was 3, and myself could agree upon. Because I'll sit there and watch Darkwing Duck with him all day.
It's full of puns, and it's full of references to other shows. It's very self-knowledgeable.
And he loved it because it felt, adult.
Yes, yeah, it feels like it's a Batman takeoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's a lot of
he'd
fun.
run around at 3 years old. Let's get dangerous.
Yeah.
It was great. Other than that, he was watching Roly Poly Oly and Bear in the Big Blue House. And
I
things
did
like
say
that.
to my students, who are 17 years old, mind you, all right, guys, let's take out our handy dandy notebooks.
And then you said, I will never say that again.
No, I say it almost every day. And then I say, don't make me sing Blue's Clues at you. Go get your notebooks.
No. You gotta do it. You gotta do the hand things.
Hug bees.
Blues
Yep.
Clues.
Hug bees.
No.
Woo, 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 woo.
That's okay. In the RPG, we actually have a very lethal device that
It's called retro.
every
isn't
time it fires, goes backpack, 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 backpack.
I also tell them swipe or no swiping on a regular basis.
Backpack, backpack has become the lizard man word for utter destruction.
Our engine is an eye of the beholder addicted to Red Bull. The mentor, I'm supposed to, because I'm only 3 years old, I'm supposed to find a mentor. I found the NPC kobold. That they picked
We
up.
have the
He's my
cutest
mentor.
kobold in the world,
Gore. He's my hero.
who is the most cowardly and inept thief you'll ever see.
He's my mentor. As yet,
He came
nobody on
about
the crew
because of a
has
post
tried-
on Tiamat's Tavern on Facebook.
I'm waiting for somebody in game to realise that Gore might not be the best mentor for me.
But I am the littlest dragon. I am Mikey.
It's a shame we didn't have Go on the last scenario. However, I think it is starved.
No, it's probably for the best because then it would just evolve into slapstick comedy. Besides, City of Ice, Reptilian Kobold, they don't mix. He's like, you got
Reptilian
this. Dragon, fire, you're fine.
You said I was getting cold.
Yeah,
Ooh, must have been chilly.
it was ice water melt.
Wow. Anyway, that's it for the. We've gone over 2 hours now.
Well, we're good at rambling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're good at rambling and getting sidetracked.
Can't do
a
hiking
lot.
anymore, but rambling. Ah, dear. Well, I suppose it's a case of saying goodbye, and we'll see you next week. Next Saturday on the Thaco Gaming Twitch channel, ported over to the Thaco Gaming YouTube channel, will be the first part of whatever the new scenario is Brian has come up with for the RPG group. Come and watch it, because it's a very visual experience, quite frankly. However, no kiddies.
No kids. No kids.
No. So
This is not your children's game.
No, it's not. Well, it could be.
It could be if we
Get
stop
very
swearing,
bored.
but that's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen at all. Do you want to say goodbye, everyone?
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Every time.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.
I just lip synced to our theme tune, and you lot didn't see it.
Better than John Levine any day. Go! Woo, 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 woo. See?